And we are back with some more LA Kings franchise mode, and in this one, we're going through the year 7 offseason, headed into year number 8, and we are going to have to make an unfortunate move during this offseason, and that would be, I think, trading the likes of Victor Olofsson. He's been great for us. I mean, he's been a consistent 70, potentially 80-point guy each year. Of course, he had that 84-point season for us in his year number 1. But when we take a look at the salary situation, as we see right now, we only have 1.2 in cap space. And who we have coming up, Mr. Keith Ho. He is, honestly, for me, been the most valuable forward on our team over the past 2 years. I'm not going to lie. He's even been more valuable than Pasternak. As we take a look at his takeaway to giveaway ratios, from last year, 165 takeaways to 56 giveaways. Are you kidding me? And then 177 hits. He's serviceable at faceoffs when he has to be. And of course, the 24 power play points. And not to mention, he also plays penalty kill. He does it all. He is, I would say, once again, I'm going to say it, he's more valuable than Pasternak. He is. Even though Pasternak's got more skill, sure, he doesn't play nearly as big of a role defensively as Keith Ho does. So Keith Ho is just better all around. And when we take a look at what he's asking for, 13.1, it's kind of justified, honestly. Because once again, he has proven to be just as, if not more valuable than Pasternak has been over the past couple of years. And I do not intend on letting him go this season. He's here to stay. So with that being said, we do have to trade the likes of Olofsson if we want to keep guys like Doughty on board. And granted, I know Doughty's probably going to drop, but at least he is asking for significantly less money now than what he's currently making. So we could probably offer him $8 million, and he'll likely accept, and that'd be a good extra $3 million to work with, which is likely going into Keith Ho's contract. So we definitely have to trade Olofsson, and not to mention, you also have Kaliyev coming up who wants a raise. It's going to be super hard to keep someone like Olofsson around. And then goaltenders, Shesterkin does, I believe, want less. Yeah, he wants less as well, so that'll work in our favor. But if there's something we definitely cannot avoid this offseason, it's trading Victor Olofsson. We have to. So that being said, I am going to re-sign all the guys who I want back on the team. That would include Shesterkin. And I'll just give him the 1 year that he wants. I'll try to take him down to 6.2. Doughty I won't re-sign yet, just in case he continues to drop over the course of the offseason. Like, let's say by the time the re-sign stage rolls around, he might be an 82 for all we know. I mean, I doubt it because he has the top 4 potential still, but you never know, right? He's 37 years of age, so I'd rather not take the chance. But what I will do right now is re-sign Keith Ho. So unfortunately, the thing about Ho is that if we take him down in years, he actually goes up a little bit in his asking price. And if we go up in years, he of course also goes up in his price. If we try to give him 8 years, he's asking for 18.7, and that is something we simply cannot do. So we're unfortunately gonna just have to give him, I think, the 2 years that he wants, and that'll unfortunately take him to UFA. And there's not much we can really do about that right now, especially since he's not interested in re-signing. We're just gonna have to give him 13 mil for 2 years, basically what he wants. And there's Shesterkin, he has re-signed, as has Keith Ho. And the playoffs are complete, and the Stanley Cup champions are the Colorado Avalanche, and the Calder Cup goes to the Grand Rapids Griffins. And the draft lottery, the first overall pick goes to Detroit, followed by Minnesota, Arizona, Calgary, and Columbus for the top 5. So as you can see, we cannot offer Doughty the full extent of what he's asking for. He actually grew over the offseason. He's at an 86 now, but he's asking for 8.5. We can only give him 6.9. We definitely need to trade Victor Olofsson at the draft. And Kaliyev actually grew to an 83, and he's now asking for even more money as well. Yeah, we have to trade Olofsson. There's no way around it. Retired players who have Getzlaff, Ben, Voracek, Carlson, Pietrangelo, Couture, Eberle, Bailey, Stahl, Krug, Ryan, Smith, Tatar, and Palat. And in goal, you have Fleury, Bishop, Jones, Grice, Bernier, Allen, Koskinen, Stalock, and Dell. So what we're going to do at the draft, we're just going to use our first round pick. We'll also trade, of course, Victor Olofsson. But other than that, we're just going to, I think, quickly simulate through the rest of it because at this point in the GM mode, I don't care about the draft. I just care about putting together a winning team. Although we will check out the draft class to see if there's any late round steals that are already NHL ready. So there is this guy whose his name I'm not even going to bother to pronounce, but he is NHL ready and he is going 15th overall. So maybe if we could trade into that range, that'd be ideal. Maybe get a defenseman other than Gretz and why not in our top 6. There's also Ray Cook, who's only 1 year away from the NHL, and he has A- in shooting, A for puck skills. And wouldn't you know it, the Nashville Predators at pick 16 are willing to trade their pick, but I think I'll wait until we actually get there to see if he's still available. So first overall, there is a medium franchise sniper, Plekhanov, goes to the Detroit Red Wings. Ooh, so there's someone who went at number 9, Oscar Nylander, 80 overall, medium elite. Wow, it would have been great to have the 9th overall pick this year. So at pick number 15 now, this guy is still on the board, and I think he is about to go. So I want to trade for Tampa's pick, just to see if we can get it. Even though they don't want to trade it, it's worth trying, because we really do not have, as we saw from this past season, the greatest depth on defense. And obviously, we have to trade Olofsson anyway, so it may as well be to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They almost have the cap space for it, so if we could just take a little bit of cap back. This guy at the bottom of the trade list, Chekovich, he's making 1.7, so I think that should be enough. Yes, it is. Okay, so Olofsson for just the 15th overall pick, and Chekovich, I mean, it sucks because we're not going to be getting the maximum amount of value back for him, but we are getting a young defenseman back who we can use over the next couple of years at least. So proposed trade, rejected. Okay, I'll offer something else in there. I'm pretty desperate to get some cheap depth on defense. I'll give them a 3rd as well. Proposed trade, rejected. All right, I'll give you a 2nd. Proposed trade, still. All right, fine. I'll give them Corson. He's only a 62 overall at 21 years of age. Proposed trade. Wow, huge overextension, but whatever. Proposed trade. Yeah, they really are not liking taking on that contract. That's unfortunate. We might have to hope they don't take our guy, and if he's still available, trade for Nashville's pick. Although it looks like Nashville's in a bit worse of a situation with the salary. Washington's in a better place with the cap, but I don't think he'll drop to 17. This is going to be tricky. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can make this work, unfortunately. We're just going to have to sim pick and hope for the best. Oh, they didn't take... Okay. All right, they took the forward. So, can we make this work with Nashville? They do want Olofsson, but the problem for them is the cap, and I cannot afford to retain any salary cap from Olofsson's contract. But they do have the likes of Gallagher and Pesci, who are on 1-year deals, who are making 6.2 and 6.5 respectively. So if I put them in the trade, then they do have enough, but then that would put us over. So I'll take off Gallagher, and that should work. Okay? Could I get more out of this? I might be able to. Let's try and get their 3rd in there. Proposed trade? No, too far off. All right, I'll just, you know what? I'm not going to mess around. Just all of a sudden for the 1st and Pesci. Proposed trade? There it is. Okay. So, with that being said, we do get our guy, it looks like. Yes, indeed, we do. Thank goodness the Tampa Bay Lightning did not take him. Make pick. Welcome to LA. He unfortunately is a 76 overall, but we might just have to make it work with him. He's better than Gretz and why not as far as overall goes. Obviously, we're not going to be re-signing Pesci. That's why I only traded for a 1-year deal. But I think with that being done, we're just going to simulate ahead to pick number 26, see what we can get with that. And then I think we'll just skip through the rest of the draft. Ooh, okay. David Whitfield, another NHL-ready defenseman who is a medium top 4, ranked at 30. So as long as none of these guys impress me, then we may as well take him. Yeah, I think, no doubt about it. We need another defenseman to go along with the defenseman who we just drafted. Absolutely. David Whitfield, welcome to LA. He is a 77 overall. Once again, not ideal for playing in the NHL, but it's better than what we currently have on our top 6, and I don't think it's going to get any better given our cap situation. So that is certainly a welcome addition. We'll sim up to pick 57, see what's available, but if there's nothing that impresses me, I'll just sim through the rest of the draft. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. We may as well just sim entire draft here. So first priority is getting Doughty signed, so we will do that right now. He wants 8.2 for 2 years. I'm going to give you 1, and I'm going to try to take you down to 7.85, I think. I'm just going to release Pesci immediately. I know I don't want him back. Or, well, he would have been useful for sure, but I don't think we would have been able to monetarily afford him. So Emmerich, for whatever reason, is asking for 1.2 at a 75 overall. Absolutely not. I am just releasing you. As for Kaliev, I'm expecting, 3.7. Patan, hopefully you don't want anything too ridiculous. Okay, only a 1 mil on a two-way deal. Yeah, I'll do that. Now, there is Flaherty to re-sign. How much does he want? All right, only 2.4. That's not bad. So who's left? We have Patan, who did not re-sign. We have Kaliev. We have Flaherty, and that is it. And we also have 7.3 to work with. So I'll focus on Kaliev and Mr. Flaherty for right now. I'll give Flaherty 2.4 for 2 years. And Kaliev, I'll start out with 3.5 for 2 years. And there we go. Both of them have signed. I believe all that is left is Patan. And he was not content with the amount of minutes he played this past season, so I think we're just going to release him because I do not have the money or the time or patience to deal with these kinds of players, so we're just going to release him. Now we're going to sign Whitfield and Steskel. And with that, we are now on July 1st, so let's see what we need. I mean, we have 2.75 to work with, so we could at the very least get some depth. Shesterkin and Flaherty in goal. Yep, we're fine there. I mean, maybe we could use a third. No, we have Copley. We're fine. Defensively, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Once again, we could use some more depth on defense. I mean, Whitfield and Steskel are certainly better than Granz, Gretz, and why not, or Riesner, but still would like to potentially get someone better on defense. 40, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I guess, is Turco. Might want a depth forward as well. I don't... Lockhart as a 77 overall. He would be on a roster if things stayed as they are. So I think we definitely have to get at least one forward, maybe even two. And that might mean we're going to have to roll with our 2 drafted defensemen this year. Now, I've been looking at free agency for some cheap forwards. And who did I come across? The 86 overall Joel Farabee, who only wants $1.1 million. He has only played, I believe, 25 games in the past 2 years. So we don't have much data on him. But as an 86 overall, and he's only asking for $1.1 million, I'm going to take whatever I can get. I'm definitely going to offer him a contract. I'll just give him... let's go for 1.25. That should work. I also want to pick up Vitaly Abramov, I believe his name is. Yeah, he is an 81 overall, $1.1 million as well. So, you know what? Once again, we need all the help we can get. So we'll give him 1.25 as well. And I believe that is about all we'll be doing in free agency. Unless there's a defenseman out there who's really cheap. But I want to make sure we get Farabee first, because he'd be a steal if we could get him at 1 point, whatever we gave him, 1.25, I believe. There is Jinning at 1.2. He's an 81 overall defenseman. He had 50 assists. I'm gonna guess that's in the AHL. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's only played one NHL game, I think this whole GM. Yeah, he's only played one NHL game this entire GM mode, so it certainly makes sense why he's only asking for 1.2. So if he's still there in a few days when we have both Farabee and Abramov, and we have enough, we'll definitely go after him. So we do get Abramov, and what about Farabee? We do get Farabee as well. Very nice. So now let's see if Jinning is still there. And yes, he is, and he does not have any teams after him, so we will certainly... I'll just give him the 2 years that he wants or you know what, just to play it safe, I'll give him 1, and I'll give him, once again, 1.25. And there is Jinning. We have got basically everybody that I could have asked for. So let's, first I'm going to clear the trade block, and then we will move on to the start of year number 8. So look at the growth now. Wow, Flaherty up to an 89 overall now. So maybe them two, Flaherty and Shesterkin, battle it out for the starting position this year. And then defensively, you have Clark, Doughty, Kuhlman, Nazarov, Jinning at an 81, Whitfield at a 77, and Steskel at a 76. We're going to call him up. At forward, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is Turco, unfortunately. But once again, it's just something we're going to have to deal with for right now. And here are our lines going into year number 8. You have Ehlers, Turcotte, and Pasternak on the first line. Second line, you have Kaliev, Byfield, and Ho. Third line, you have Farabee, Bykov, and Rissmiller. Fourth line is Lockhart, Griffith, and Abramov. On defense, you have Kuhlman and Clark.
Nazarov, and Doughty, Ginning, and Whitfield. Then on the power play, you have Kaliev, Turcotte, Pastrnak, Rissmiller, and Doughty. And then you have Ehlers, Byfield, Ho, Clark, and Kuhlman. Penalty kill is Ho, Farabee, Kuhlman, and Ginning. Byfield, Turcotte, Clark, and Nazarov. 4-on-4 is Turcotte, Pastrnak, Clark, and Kuhlman. Byfield, Ehlers, Nazarov, and Doughty. Ho, Farabee, Ginning, and Whitfield. 3-on-3, essentially the same. And the extra attackers are Pastrnak and Ho. Shootout is Pastrnak, Kaliev, Ehlers, Turcotte, and Ho. In goal, you have Flaherty and Shesterkin. Scratched are Madden, Turco, and Riesner. I did send down the likes of Steskel since he wasn't getting any playing time in the NHL, and he's only 18. I figured we should probably send him down in favor of Riesner, who is already 22. I figure if he's going to make the NHL at all, now's his chance, so we may as well just call him up as the backup defenseman. And it'll be interesting to see what happens between Flaherty and Shesterkin this season for sure, because Flaherty looks like he's got some potential there. But we're going to have to see how he simulates, of course. So I will not hesitate to go back to Shesterkin if needed. That being said, I will end this one off here. And in the next one, we will do the entire Year 8 simulation. See you guys then.